Our university was founded in the year of 1953, with a history of 71 years. And the orientation focus of our university is on higher technical education, and we are keeping our innovations with determination, practicality, committing ourselves to constructing an open system of higher technical education. Generally, now then let's move on to the teaching part, or the general structure of our university. Currently, there are 14 teaching institutions, including 10 secondary schools in our university, and we have 44 undergraduate specialties and 12 master degree programs, okay, in which engineering accounts for 61%, management and economics account for 33%, and also we have arts and fine arts. Those field accounts for like 5.6% respectively. The graduate programs, most of them are of the field of engineering. Like we have control science and engineering, energy and power, international electric information, machinery, etc. And from this year, we have 6 new graduate programs, like design, international Chinese education, and mechanical engineering, engineering management, accounting, digital economy. The program of international Chinese education will be taken in our international education school. So we also, okay, we like to invite you, if you like to join us in the future. And about the Innovation China program, Innovation China program, actually, when it was funded, it is designed to give the participants the comprehensive capability needed for exploring business opportunities in China. And by joining this program, the participants will learn Chinese, of course, and through the studying with the Chinese ability, through studying the Chinese business context, culture, and society, as well as Chinese political, institutional, regulatory, legal, and policy. Participants also will learn the language as well. The format of this Innovation China program, actually, it is a mix of a short-term program and a longer-term master's degree program. This is what our Innovation China program was like when it was funded at the beginning. The Innovation China program also is one of the distinctive study abroad projects in our university, in our Shanghai Dianji University. It was launched in the year of 2017, and this program has welcomed already over 60 international students, including the master's students from Halmstad University in Sweden. So after participating in this program, some of the students have chosen to stay in China for further studies or work, while others have returned to their home countries to engage in trade and other China-related activities. So this new in China to provide more students with the opportunity to quickly and personally experience China through a program, understand China, and discover new possibilities, okay, in our students' life. And about the the of the program happened November, that Dr. Wang and Lee master have introduced a itinerary the chief have through this program. So I won't spend too much time on that introduction.
All right, very nice. Thank you, Helen, for the nice welcome and introduction to the program. And let me summarize a little bit. Basically, Innovate China is not this one-shot program. It has been going in DNG University for a while, since 2017, and it has a short-term and long-term program. So if some of you actually fall in love with China on this trip, you might consider to study for a longer term, 3 months, or even pursue a degree there. They do offer master degree in the business area. So that's as far as I know. All right, so I'll take over and I will do more introduction about the program. And I believe all of you have received or at least read the flyer that I created about 1 month ago. So those have some rough idea about the schedule, the place we are going to visit. And basically what we're going to be doing there is we are going to be spending time in 2 cities, but actually can be divided into 3 cities because the campus location is in a special economic region called Lingang area in Shanghai. And so I just show when Professor Wang was talking in her introduction, show you this map telling you where this campus is located. So what you see here is Shanghai City, and the black line there show that the campus is about 70 kilometers from Shanghai city center. So all the nice picture you see about Shanghai, like this one, it's 70 kilometer away. And to give you a perspective, I've been traveling between these 2 destinations very often already. And if you take the subway, public transportation, it'll probably take you 2 hours from the campus to the city center. And if you take a Didi or kind of Uber-like taxi ride, it will take you probably 1 hour and 20 minutes to 1 hour and 40 minutes, depends on the traffic. And the cost for the transportation, if you take Uber, Didi, not Didi actually, it's just something about the Uber-like traveling, will cost somewhere around 200 RMB. So it's about $30 or so from campus taxi ride to the city center. So if you want to utilize your time to the maxima and want to go to city center more, and that is the cost going back with time and the money. But I believe that you won't need that money because our schedule is already packed. You'll have opportunity to enjoy Shanghai city by itself. All right. So the picture here is the campus that I took during this summer when I was teaching there in May 2024. I took the picture from the College of Business, and that is probably you see most of the building, half of the building actually on campus. The bell tower, the clock tower in the middle is the center of the campus, and this is the view in the Lingang economic area. You will see a lot of waterway because this area, this called the Pudong New area, it used to be a swamp, just like Florida. It's kind of like Florida. It's a big swamp, and Chinese, because the population density is very high, they need to use the land very efficiently. So they dug a lot of canal and put a big lake in the center, or actually at the edge of this land. So the water flow into the lake. The lake is called Dishui Lake, and I believe in the first or second day on the Lingang City tour, you will see that lake. It's a circle-shaped lake, and you can do a lot of exercise activity, water activity over there. And next is a picture showing the campus life. So we will probably out of this 10 days trip, with 2.5 days already gone to the airplane travel, and we'll probably spend 3 nights. My guess, I mean, the itinerary has not been finalized yet. We'll spend 3 nights and probably 2 full days on the Lingang campus of Shanghai Dianji University, and this is the building. Every time I go there, I stay, and this is where the international student of the Shanghai Dianji University stay as well. And some of the smaller pictures show you how it looked like in the room, inside the room. The bed, it's not super comfortable, but it's good enough. It's probably, equivalent to something like a Days Inn or some 3-star hotel that you see in the United States, with the bathroom, independent bathroom inside the room, and the TV, of course, and Wi-Fi, that sort of thing, and some coffee, and so on and so forth. And these are the food and cafeteria that I took. I ate, I think, quite healthy during my trip this year. So I have a lot of vegetable there. But the next picture that you will see, well, this is the full picture that from one of the cafeteria. They have 3 main cafeteria and some of the smaller food stall, and has a lot of variety food that you can choose from. And we will be eating there on our trip there. And here are some more selection. Professor Wang sent it to me earlier, about 1 hour ago, about the food. On the right upper corner is probably one of the most favorable Chinese food for most of the American goes to China like to eat. It's called the what? It's steam bang or xiaolongbao, right?
小笼包
Xiaolongbao
soup
steam
dumpling.
bang, right? So that's on campus. And if I remember correctly, that box 1, 2, 6, 7, 7 xiaolongbao costs about 18 RMB. So that's equivalent of $2.50. So that's on the right hand side. So the cost is reasonable, and you don't need to spend the money, because I think when we are on campus, they will take care of us, and they will probably be given a campus card, and you can use the campus card to select the food you like to eat, or join the group and I can introduce you what is the best and what is the not so good food. My personal favorite, by the way, is the one on the left upper corner. You see this more like a wrap or sort of a pancake type of a thing. That wrap is a Shandong specialty wrap, crunchy and healthy, and with a lot of sauce inside. Very nice. But anyway, so that's food. That's what you can expect. Not something like a restaurant style food, but very nice. And of course, we will be visiting Shanghai, and we during the planning meeting I have with the Shanghai Dianji University, I think we're going to be visiting some of the museum maybe, and a planetarium, some kind of fancy place, but I believe we will have the opportunity to visit here. And this is the picture I took in Shanghai, again in early June, the day before I left Shanghai. And one of the interesting thing I want to point out to you is that if you see in the middle of the picture on the right-hand side, there is a little ring light showing up there, right? That is something I'm particularly personally interested a lot, because that is the one of this streaming video TikToker influencer is actually broadcasting there. So they're actually broadcasting there and talking to people about the tourism, and some of them try to sell you stuff. And you see some of those already in the TikTok in the US, but it has been prevalent in China. And so that's Shanghai. And I will spend a little bit less time talking about Shanghai, because that is a more well-known city. Everybody kind of know already. And this is a famous garden in Shanghai city center, one of the tourist attraction that will probably go there. And in the middle to the right, there is something like a Chinese label. That is actually the probably the most famous restaurant for the xiaolongbao, the steam bomb that offered by Shanghai. By the way, Xiaolongbao was originally from Shanghai, so you're going to this birthplace of Xiaolongbao, right? So the third place, or the second city, third place we're going to be visit is Hangzhou, and Hangzhou is a city full of story and culture, and but it is also a e-commerce hub for China right now, because Alibaba is from Hangzhou, right? So Jack Ma is actually headquartered in Hangzhou, and Hangzhou is most famous for this West Lake and tourist region area. And if you want to know a little bit more about Hangzhou, and for Chinese, Hangzhou is famous for this story called The Romance of White Snake. It's about some sort of snake fall in love with a human being, and they go through some generation, actually reincarnation story about the love. And but you can have some peek of it if you have access to Netflix. On this picture, I put a Netflix picture. If you search in Netflix, there's green snake. The green snake is the best friend of the white snake, and so Netflix has made an enemy movie about this green snake in a modern setting, right? So that will give you more perspective of what kind of city are we going to visit. And this is a city also famous for the #1 tea in China, and according to the legend, on the mountain of the Hangzhou city, they have the best water in the entire China. So the water quality is the best, and they also have a lot of higher education institute in Hangzhou as well. And the Shanghai Dianju University will arrange us to visit some of this academic setting and museum and some of the tourist places as well. And this is the picture. I believe this is called the in China they call this e-commerce center, or some sort of e-commerce center. And the building doesn't look like some fancy building, but this is kind of building that the TikToker will rent and broadcast in there. And every one of this building has thousands of TikTokers. So it is a very kind of new cultural commercial phenomena actually happen in China. And as a business professor, I really this is my goal on this trip to Hangzhou. I like to see if I can find somebody on the street or in a public area. They are doing this the streaming, and we can get into their video and interact with them. That will be fun, right? So that and you may make it maybe inspired and coming back to the U.S. to get some business ideas and try to do something that can be fun and making money as well. And some more picture about Hangzhou on this very traditional southern Chinese waterway and the what do you call this, curved bridge, and traditional Chinese building and story. And I know some of the story. I'll leave the time when we travel on the airplane or on a bus, and I'll pick up the microphone and tell you some of the story in Hangzhou. And they have one of the most modern era architect. So in Chicago, we have an architect called Frank Lloyd Wright. Right, Wright is probably the most famous Chicago architect. And in China, the most famous architect is a female architect, and she has a statue and lovely story in this West Lake area. So I like art and architecture. So that I will tell you as well. A beautiful lady, and a lot of romance story about this lady. Some of the, I think, museum that and inside looking at the museum and hotel, maybe I believe. Professor Wang can correct me if that's not. So this is also from Hangzhou, right? So I haven't visited this place yet, but I have a high expectation to go there and see what's going on. I did visit Hangzhou before, but not necessarily all the locations that I want to go. All right, so let's go into the important thing about the trip. Other than the 3 cities you're going to visit, the time probably 4 days in China, and the cost. The cost is mainly your airplane cost, and it's probably very clear to all of you already. And the visa application cost for U.S. citizen is $140. And I think I have another slide showing that if you're holding another country's passport, your visa cost is much lower, right? And this is because Chinese and U.S. they are doing this sort of like anything that the Chinese government do, U.S. government would kind of match including the price of visa application. Yeah, reciprocal. Yeah. So thank you for the word there, Chichen. So U.S. charge the Chinese citizen $140 to apply for U.S. visa. So China would do the same thing for U.S. But for European Union country, it's $23 for single entry, and I believe $36 for multiple entry or something. I have a list at the end. I can show it to you. So your cost, including the airplane ticket, visa application, personal spending, probably I would say $200 will be more than enough to buy some snack or some souvenir, and probably unless you want to buy some luxurious good, that's a different story. But I think just a regular souvenir, buy a fan or some kind of a small painting. Yeah, $200 will be more than enough. We will have actually on this trip an opportunity taking you to one of this subterranean, but there is a museum in Shanghai, but in the basement of the museum, it's actually a market. It's like a bazaar market, and a lot of vendors selling all kinds of different products in there, electronic or non-electronic product. So we'll visit there. So expect to spend some money buy a souvenir. And altogether, including the insurance, by the way, Shanghai Dingji University will provide you with a health and accidental insurance during the time you are in China. So the minute you land in China, once you complete your application, I'll talk a little bit about that. The minute you land in China, you'll be covered by the health insurance. And I do have a copy of the insurance policy. And so if you need that information, contact Professor Lee or me, and I'll send it to you. But you have to be responsible for the insurance travel from your home destination. I assume that we'll be traveling from Chicago and to Shanghai and back to Shanghai, or go to another place if you have other plans, right? So other costs about transportation to on the schedule from airport to the campus, from campus back to Shanghai, from Shanghai to Hangzhou and back to Shanghai. All these transportation, lodging, and meal will be covered by the Shanghai Dingji University. So my estimate, based on the information Professor Lee provided to me earlier, she checked on the ticket price. I would say probably you have $2,200 will be comfortable. And we try to negotiate or try to find a place we can get a group price, and this will happen very fast. Most likely in the next couple of weeks, we'll start doing the thing, because the ticket prices, most of you know, that it varies. The more close to the departure, the more expensive the ticket will become. So we have to do that fast. And your application later, I'll talk one more time, will actually depends on whether you finish purchasing the airplane ticket. All right. So that will be roughly the cost. By the way, during the process of my presentation, if you have any question, you can always type into the chatting room. And at the end of the presentation, there is a time for you to ask question, Q&A session. So you can either wait until the end. If you do not have time, you can put your question in the chatting room, and I'll come back answer. If you leave the meeting already, watch the recording. You can get your answer afterward. All right.
Can I
Yeah.
add something?
Go ahead.
So
Sure.
for NIU students, the NIU Study Abroad Office require all students have to purchase the travel insurance to NIU. So you are covered for the entire trip. And then that's the $20, maybe a few more cents that you will be charged to your bursary account once you commit to the program. Okay. And then I have submitted 2 requests to different travel agencies to ask them to price the ticket for us. So then I will bring more information to you guys when I receive those feedback from them.
Okay, for you as a student, I'm talking to the Office of Engagement Learning, and Dr. Jessica Lin is going to help us to buy insurance. Right? There might be a longer process, but she will help us to buy insurance as well. So that is covered. I don't think the insurance will be very costly. And then we're talking about insurance only on the road to China and back from China. So so that should be reasonable. $20 maybe I'll say. So yeah. So roughly the same between the 2 universities. Next, you see this already on the flyer. Now emphasize very importantly, we have only 20 seats, and adding the 2 professors that Chi-Chen and I will go with you, there'll be 22% going to the campus. And because I know the dean of the international study from Shanghai Dianji University very well, last time I talked to her, she said maybe we can squeeze 5 more. All right. She can use some of her funding to squeeze 5 more in there. But 20 seats is that number. I mean, originally I was thinking about maybe 10, 15. Yeah. So, but yeah. So it looked like from the application from the 2 schools, we are quickly exceeding that number. So depends on how fast you can complete the application. We can probably squeeze in 25. I don't know. We'll try to accommodate as much as we can. But that is the number and we do this by in this case not based on your GPA. It's based on the time you complete the application. So who come up the airplane ticket first, and you'll be counting. Your name will be submitted to the Shanghai Dianji University, right? So that keep that in mind. Even though the original flyer said the application deadline is September 30th, and I believe probably we will fill that number before September 30th, right? So the timeline for you to think about in terms of really want to go to the trip, and you need to scramble to get money ready and so on and so forth. And I emphasized already 20 is the number. And some of the timeline is that roughly September, end of this month, we have to sort of get a loose list of the name that in the process of either getting visa application or buying the airplane ticket. And by the way, you can buy the airplane ticket without a visa, right? So it's always airplane ticket first will be a good idea. And very soon after our meeting, Chi-Chen and I will talk about if any group purchasing opportunity come up, we'll let everybody know, so we can have this opportunity to negotiate the price on an airplane ticket. All right. So the other deadline for this trip is that you need to have a valid visa, and the professors from the Dianji University is still try to figure out what kind of visa we need to apply. And there are many different kind of visa to go into China, just like the visa we use in the United States. As an international student, you have to use the student visa. For the tourist, you have to use the B1, B2 visa. Same in China. And it will be a good idea if we can get the tourist visa, because the tourist visa in China is good for 10 years, multi-entry. So once you spend $140, and later on you want to go back to visit China again, it's a large country, so a lot of things to see. Then it will be very nice. But based on the purpose of this trip, it looks like we need to apply for F visa, right? We haven't decided on which one to go yet. But if we once we make the decision what kind of visa you need to apply, we will let you know very quickly. And that visa application deadline will be sometime during the middle of October. So between October 7th to October 20th, we will make a decision on what kind of visa you need to apply. And the good news is that you do not need to go in person to apply for the visa. And me, myself, in the last 2 years, I went into the Chinese consulate in Chicago twice already. And actually, I'm going there again in about 2 weeks to apply visa for one of my colleagues. So we will, and I'll figure more about this visa application. And I'll ask them about the screw visa application. And the next slide will show you what document is required for visa application. And that deadline, right? So between now and about 1 month or so, you have to have all these documents ready. And probably go online to fill out the form. So, and if that's done, I can probably, with the help of some of you students, we can travel to Chicago to submit the application. And 1 week later, we'll pick up the visa together, right? So that will be the current plan. But the timeline is mid-October. So basically what we're saying here is everything need to be settled down by mid-October. Airplane ticket and visa application. In that case, we can be very comfortably ready and before we enter November. Enter November, we have another 3 weeks. So you can do your own study, prepare your final exam, everything else for that time period. Don't need to worry about the visa. So this is the visa application. By the way, the slide will be shared with you. So don't worry if you cannot copy the information. There is a price list for non-U.S. citizens. So again, I believe that these numbers are based on European Union country. If you are coming from Africa or South America, I believe the price is even lower, right? But I will double check when I go to Chinese consular in about 2 weeks of time to find out more detail. So the process is actually quite simple, but the form that you have to fill out is very long. It's very long because I've done this several times already. I know it's a long, and you have to be very accurate in filling out the form. Any mistake you make there, your application will be bounced back, and they check very carefully about typos, about the inconsistencies, and so on and so forth. So that's the thing. And the picture, during the process, you have to submit the picture in the visa application form. It's not a hard copy. It will be a digital copy. So, and last time what I did is I went to Walgreens to get the passport photo, and they will give you a digital copy of that passport photo, and that copy worked. And in the past, I have tried to use digital camera to take a picture of myself. Some of them work, some of them doesn't work. But so just to save some trouble, probably just go to Walgreens and get a digital copy of this 2x2 inch by 2 inch passport photo, and submit from the application form, and that you'll be ready, right? So that's the thing. And depending on the visa type we're going to be applying, if the visa is F visa, which means exchange student or a visitor visa, we will need one extra thing from the Shanghai DNG University. They will be providing us with a invitation letter with all the detail of your information, so we can apply for you. But in any case, this will be done probably in the middle of October after you purchase the ticket. But that have to be keep in mind: photo, your passport, and some of the information you can go online to look at the form already, just to get some idea about what detailed information they're asking you. In my case, it's a little bit more complicated because I was born in Taiwan and I was naturalized as an American citizen, and I had to fill out even more information about my birthplace and why you became American, that sort of a thing. But for most of you who are born here in the United States, you won't have that trouble, right? But still, it will be a long application form.
Can I, add a little bit more things? So,
Sure.
it is a lot of paperwork, right? But then it's necessary for us to travel to China. I remember a few years ago when I was at a different school, my department chair, he was going to travel to China. He showed up at the airport and then checking at the ticket counter. And then the representative asked him, "Where is your visa?" He said, "What visa?" He didn't know that he needed a a Chinese visa to visit China, because for Americans, we can go to Europe for now, like without any visa, and then Canada, Mexico. So he was turned back. You know, they would not let him board the plane. So the same thing, right? We want to do things following all the rules, and then it's going to take a little bit time, but then you want to make sure you do this right. And then because our distance from DeKalb to Chicago downtown, or from Springfield to Chicago downtown, that's a long drive. So Professor Wen offered us to maybe gather everybody's like documents and passport to submit it to the Chinese consulate in Chicago. So we want to make sure that everybody get the things ready for him to take it to Chicago downtown, right? If you miss that deadline, so we say, well, October 7th, for example, everybody have to have all the things ready for Dr. Wen to go to Chicago downtown. If you miss that, then you are going to get your own visa, okay? So you have to travel to Chicago. We're not, you know, doing all these things like as a regular run. And if someone forget to do that, we're going back and do that because it's very time consuming, okay? So yes.
Yeah, there are travel agents actually right next to the Chinese consulate in Chicago. There is a travel agent handling this visa application, and I know exactly how much it costs. It costs $600. So the visa application fee is $140, but they will charge you $600 for the service of FedEx, and they're submitting the form for you. So this trip is worth about $400. Basically, right? So that's the service I'm providing here. All right. So when you arrive in China, so this is what you expect in China, right? So assuming you are on board, all right, and now you're ready to go to China, and it's a different country, a different culture. There will be something that you will feel uncomfortable. One of the most uncomfortable things that you will encounter immediately is how do I spend money, right? And recommendation number one, do not get cash, right? Cash is not easy to use in China. So if you take a RMB or the Chinese currency and try to spend, they will either overcharge you or deny your payment, right? Because nobody is using hard cash anymore in China, and you have to download at least one of this application on your cell phone. And I will, and it's really a hard decision because they have improved the payment system a little bit for the foreigner, for foreigner like us already. So what you need is a US phone number, install one of these two apps in there, and link one of your credit card with the payment system, and that way you can actually make payment. From some of my friends, actually one of my friends from Northern Iowa University, we traveled together to China this year, and he mentioned to me that he used Alipay, the one on the top. He used Alipay, and most places they accept Alipay, but some of the smaller vendors, street vendor, they don't take Ali. They take Alipay, but they don't take. When they try to charge from Alipay, the street vendor cannot access. I don't know why, right? But if you use the Alipay in the convenience store, in the department store, there's no problem, right? There are a lot of convenience store in China, unlike in the U.S. 7-Eleven was originally founded in U.S., but you will find more 7-Eleven in China than in the United States, right? But one of these two applications, and I believe we will have a workshop for those of you who complete the application. We will probably either go online or go to your classroom, either on Springfield campus or in the Northern Illinois campus. We will sit down together and try to install and link your credit card together before we even go on the airplane, right? And once we have that, then life will be much easier in China, right? But there is a limitation, by the way, for the foreign credit card used in the Chinese app. That is that you cannot transfer money from from your account to another person, or other person cannot transfer money. And that is I think the policy is try to prevent people laundering money across the international border. So that is one of the drawbacks. So you have to use your own money to pay for that. You cannot say, okay, Professor Wen, can you loan me some money? And unfortunately, that it's impossible, right? And I'm very poor. All my money are controlled by Professor Lee. So that's the thing. And there some of the detailed information is on the slide. The maximum limit is 6,000 RMB is a lot of money. The average salary in Shanghai for a college graduate is about 8,000 to 10,000 RMB. So if you have a single spending for 6,000, you're talking about 1 month's salary in Shanghai. That you're buying something very, very expensive, very good already. A computer maybe, or maybe a Huawei cell phone that costs probably $6,000, right? International credit card does have a 3% transaction fee if you use that on the Alipay. But with the most of the cost or the price in China, you will still find that it's very cheap, relatively cheap. I would say not say very cheap, but relatively cheap compared to the item you buy in the United States. Exchange rate is about 1 to 7, a little bit more than 1 to 7, but that's roughly the number with the other important thing or inconvenient thing, uncomfortable thing is that internet connection, communication. Everybody have a cell phone, I believe, here. And if you are like us, I mean, we use T-Mobile in the United States. Our cell phone has international roaming, and that worked very well. I think Chichen, right, worked very well in summer when we traveled there. You have like 5 gigabytes of 5 gigabytes of the
data.
Yeah.
But I think it also depends on your plan.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
if you use AT&T, and I just asked my colleague already, he traveled to China as well in April. He used AT&T. The daily roaming fee is $10. So if you want to use it every day, then it's probably $100 from AT&T, right? So that's the thing you have to consider. If you can do that, you don't need to get a local phone SIM card, right? But if you really want to use the local phone, well, by the way, use the U.S. roaming phone has one great advantage. And that is the infamous Chinese firewall blocking the access of all the Googles and Facebook, YouTube, that sort of thing, will not affect the U.S. cell phone, right? So if you use the AT&T service or T-Mobile service or Verizon, it will not affect you. You will go past the firewall easily. So Chinese government will not block foreign phone. All right. So that's good news. But of course, you have to pay that cost to use the roaming service. If you want to use the local data, which is pretty cheap, that you can either buy a data card, not the phone number, but the data card, because the Chinese phone number need to tie to your ID. So they take quite a process to get. But the data SIM card can be purchased from Amazon, right? And I just checked. But unfortunately, the option for China is limited. You either get 3 days or 30 days. 3 days is not enough for our trip. You have to buy 3 of them, or maybe 2, to cover the entire trip. 30 days is too long. So and you can take a look at the price. It probably range from $20 to $50. It depends on the data you want to use. That is something you can do. The other thing is on the first day, or the second day actually. The first day we have tour on campus. We'll take you to the regional shopping center. And the shopping center has a Chinese telecom store there. And the professor from the DNG University has already talked to them, so they will have probably bring in a salesperson to campus to help you buy a SIM card. And that will probably cost, I say, 200 RMB and give you like 10 gigabyte, maybe 20 gigabytes of data. 200 MB is about $30 US. $30 US for 20 gigabytes of data. That's roughly estimate for 10 days maybe, or for 20 days. So that's it will be a little bit cheaper to buy the SIM card, but you are running the risk that if you go there, the SIM card doesn't work and you don't have data. You can use Wi-Fi. When you use Wi-Fi, you are blocked by the firewall, so you cannot access YouTube. But if you don't watch YouTube, that's not a problem to you, right? You can still use it. You cannot, by the way,
when they arrive in Shanghai airport, can they just buy the data only SIM card and put
in
it
the
in
Shanghai airport? Yes.
Yeah, so
There are
that's
some
another
vendors.
option. Yeah.
But yeah, so that I will and buying the SIM card in the Shanghai airport, well, it's cheaper if you pre-arrange. They have this machine, I think, in store selling the SIM cards more expensive. But since we know exactly what time we're going to be arriving there, we can actually buy the SIM card first and go there, pick it up the SIM card,
Yeah.
and put it into you. That would be another
we
option.
Hey, wait, we can leave all these details to our pre-departure meeting.
That's
How's
right.
that?
So that would be pre-departure meeting.
I have a student asking, are you allowed to link your debit card if it's a Visa to the Alipay?
I believe so, yes.
Okay.
So as long as your credit card has Visa or MasterCard logo on it. So it's go through the Visa and MasterCard service. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. So yeah, so asking your question in the chat room if you see something I didn't cover, right? So some of the security and concern about China, I feel very free in China, right? So why? Because one of the best thing I like about China is you can hold a beer drinking on the street, nobody care about you. In the U.S., you have to use a paper bag to cover your beer. That's but you know that's a joke. You will feel a little bit uncomfortable. Like the first time I traveled to China in 2011, my imagination about China was that I'm entering the city that grayish, and everybody is like very rigid and strict. But it turns out they're totally different. You go in there, it's a modern city, and everybody seems to be happy and they're welcoming. But there's something that you do need to worry about. Say, for example, one of the things, rumor, not rumor, the policy about cell phone checking. So you go in there, are they going to be seeing your cell phone? And yes, they have the right to do so. But are they going to check your cell phone? I don't know, maybe not, because I never been checked before, so I don't know if they're going to be checking you. But there are some YouTubers and people traveling in China recently talking about their experiencing. But as long as you avoid two topics, you will be fine. One is that the political issue. You cannot say something about U.S. China relationship or anti-China or something about I don't know, something political, North Korea. So anything political you don't want to touch when you travel to China. And the other thing is anything criminal, criminal, including, say, for example, the cannabis. So in Illinois, in state of Illinois, it's legal. But when you are bringing or talking a lot about this, where to buy the cannabis thing in China, that's illegal, right? Cannabis is still a very serious offense. Drug is a very serious offense in China. So anything related to drug had to be avoided 100%. It doesn't matter you carry the actual drug or carry the information about where to buy and how to buy drug. That's all illegal. So those two things, criminal activity and political issue, if you can avoid those, you say, I like Chinese culture, I watch all these, no, those are not a problem. Or I have a friend, I talk to them, and sometimes I blame Chinese food is not good, I don't like, that's not a problem, right? So those are not the issue at all. Just the political issues and the criminal activity have to be avoided at all times. And some of the things you have to be paying attention to, always carry a copy of your itinerary. the one that we print out for you, or your airplane ticket that before you travel, you print a copy of when you will be entering China and when we will be leaving. Those information have to be ready. And always carry your passport with you, right? So that's the thing. Prescription drug medicine, bring the original bottle, because they have the most of the young people do not have that problem. I have to bring the bottle myself, because I'm using a lot of prescription medicine already. Money, do not take too much money, or gold or diamond, right? So that's the same actually when you come back to the U.S. The U.S. border also check for cash and gold or gold bullion, gold coin, or diamond, that sort of thing, right? So or fake Gucci bag, right? So don't carry that fake Gucci bag. If you buy it from China, don't bring back to U.S. When you go to China, don't bring those as well, right? So if you want to bring a LV bag or a Gucci bag, bring the real one, right? Don't take the fake one. Even entering China
See,
or
I
leaving
would
China,
suggest not to bring any
fake one.
LV bag if you have the real or fake. Because why do you want to do that when you travel? It's easy to get lost or get
That's right.
dirty or things like that. So just don't bring those. Bring a
That's right.
backpack.
We
And
go
if
there
any,
to learn and to enjoy culture. So yeah. Yeah, do those after you graduate, become a businessman, and that. All right. So, and will police stop and check your ID? Probably not, right? 10 years ago, maybe. Now, nobody check your ID. But yeah, if we take a high-speed train, which I don't think we will take, most likely we'll be taking the coach from Shanghai to Hangzhou, because taking train does have a coordination problem when we have a group, because boarding a train in China is not it has a time pressure to go. Let's put it that way. So always carry a passport with you. And there are two other things that you don't want to bring with you all the time. One is a cigarette lighter. If you're a smoker, don't bring cigarette lighter. If you want to bring one of those electronic one, without the real fire, the USB lighter, that would be better. And don't bring a large knife. This time around, we noticed that you can bring small knife already, less than 2-inch. But if you don't need the knife, don't bring knife. Don't bring scissors on the public transportation or the train, because every subway, every entrance of the subway, they check. They do security check, X-ray, everything. So these two things will be picked up. So in every entrance of the subway, you will see a lot of people throw away the lighters in front of the entrance. Right. So there are other security camera in China. At first, you probably feel uncomfortable going there. There are a lot of camera, but after you're going there for a couple of days, you forget about you don't notice them anymore. They do have surveillance, but they don't. My guess is there's too much data. It's really unless you're a criminal. Otherwise, they will be they won't be tracking you 24 hours a day. That's put in that way. Yeah, but there are camera, but for many security reasons, right? So anytime a crime happen, they will pull the camera and try to figure out who did the crime. And because of that, China is very safe, and you don't see a lot of crime. There's no pickpocketer in China, and
because nobody
obviously
carry
because
cash.
yeah, no cash. That's
Nobody
right.
carry
But
cash.
they can still take away your camera and cell phone thing. But
Yeah.
but very few because the camera is everywhere. They do something, they will be captured very quickly, right? So that's
And I
and
also feel very safe even at night to walk
yeah.
on the street, right? Because the surveillance camera, it's at every corner.
Yeah, and you can wear a mask. I put yeah, I see a lot of I mean, a lot of my students in summer they are still wearing masks. I don't know for what reason, but yeah, if you want to wear a mask to protect your identity, that is fine. Right? Food is Chinese food, but slightly different from what you see in Chicago, Chinatown. Yeah, we are entering Shanghai, so it's not that very spicy type of place. It's kind of reasonable. very acceptable, I think, food, and there are a lot of variety we can choose from. But pay attention to allergies, right? So if you have special allergy to nuts, because I think a lot of Chinese dishes use nuts, sesame, peanuts, the walnuts, all these nuts are used very commonly in Chinese dish to increase the flavor. Lactose intolerance, they have a lot of dishes use milk product as well. So make sure that you check the food. Or if you're a vegetarian, there are vegetarian restaurants you can choose from. On campus, there are vegetarian items you can choose from. On campus, there are also halal restaurant or Muslim restaurant on campus. So if you have religious constraint, Jewish or Muslim, there are actually options for you to choose from. OTC medicine in China is also very easy to find. They are everywhere. So on my trip this summer, I bought some medicine for my knees and for some other thing. It's very easy to get to. It's actually more easier to get medicine from their pharmacy than in the U.S. A lot of prescription drugs are over the counter in China, right? Including antibiotic that is actually over counter in China. Good and bad, but you can find pretty much all the medicine, ibuprofen, Tylenol in China without any problem. So common medicine, you don't need to actually bring, or you can bring a little bit for personal use. That's not a problem. And the university will purchase the group insurance for health. So if you really need to go to hospital or clinic, on campus they have a health center, just like most of the university, for smaller stomach ache or a fever, they can take care of you on campus. If you really need to go to a hospital, the insurance will cover pretty much that part of it. And yeah, NIU will require student travel. Yeah, UIS same. We have to purchase insurance as well. Forgot to put in there, but that's a requirement. And you are an NIU student.
Okay, so
Qiqian, this is your part.
slide.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. So I just look at the NIU study abroad portal, your registration. I know we have over 30 students started the registration process, but then most of you have not completed it. So there are things that you have to do, and I list them here on this slide. And so I would like to see the people who are serious about going. Please spend some time going through all these different material. They call that questionnaires, and then finish that. And then, so we will have to cut off people, right? The 20 people is the current maximum number we will get from NIU, because the College of Business is going to award the scholarships for you. And then, so we don't have unlimited fundings, right? So make sure you complete the Department of State registration. This is called STEP program. This is to register with United States Department of State, just in case that something happened and then they know you are in China, okay? And then there are just a couple of things like acceptance of practical limitation. You have to sign the student code of conduct, responsibility of participant on those study abroad program, and then out of country travel assumption of risk and liability release. They want to make sure you understand the risk of traveling abroad. I mean, there's risk for everything you do. So this is just, the legal document they want you to sign. And then health information. If you have any allergy, you need any accommodation, and then please also fill out the form and let me know. And then it will not hurt to send me the email if you have, allergies and then other things. And then please email me, because I have to go into each person's application and then, look through each document one by one. And then I also want you to upload your passport information. I want to make sure you have passport before I can admit you to the program. The flight itinerary, you are free to buy your own ticket as long as you arrive in China on November 23rd. But then you can also wait for us to see if we can get a better price. Or if we cannot get a group discount, we may just say, okay, here is the airline we're going to take. We think this itinerary is probably the best. There's no direct flight from Chicago to Shanghai, so we have to lay over somewhere, okay? So I will keep monitoring the airplane tickets, but then NIU students, I know a lot of you are really want to go, but then for me, right, I have to make sure the 20 students I admit are very serious students who want to go. You will spend time completing all these forms. You will spend time completing the visa application and then get the things to us. So that's the most important thing I want to convey for this information meeting. Okay, Taewei, you can take it back.
Okay, thank you. And I believe we have the same requirement for UI student, but I haven't figured out which form we have to fill out yet. Yes, we need to do that as well. We have to report to the university, say we're going, these are the time I'm going there. And then also that some of you actually talked to me mentioning something about can we kind of go from there to another country. So which means that you're going to be skipping the final week in on campus. That you have to talk to your professor. So if your professor allow you to do something remotely, you can do that. But from the university, we have to fill out the form, right? So at this point, this slide is for NIU student, right? I believe that Chi-Chen, you have your group has some sort of badge you can earn from the
Oh,
session.
no, this is the business passport program. They know what to do, right? This is the
Okay.
QR code. So you scan the QR code and then you will get the passport credit for global awareness. So I will leave these here for a couple more minutes. NIU students, please scan the QR code. And then you have to do this within this time, okay? Because the QR code will expire after the meeting time. So please do so.
Right, so we're going to be pausing the meeting here for 1 minute, and when we finish up the meeting, I'll pull the slide back again. So if you miss out this 1 minute window, we'll come back, and you can scan the code and get your what is that, credit? Get your credit for attending this information session. Yeah.
So I have okay.
Yeah. So during the in the chatting room, I saw one of the UI student asked about if you want to stay longer in China, for example, after you finish up the trip, and can you stay in, say, on campus, on the Shanghai Dianji University campus? I cannot answer that question directly, but I believe if you pay for the dorm yourself and the food yourself, you can have and if they have room available, I believe the international study office can help you to stay there longer. And so that I think the Professor Wang may be able to answer that question, because every time I go there, I just tell them how long I'm going to stay there. Sometimes I say 1 extra week. Usually I go ahead of time, stay there for 1 extra weekend. They just make sure the room is available to me, and you can always use their student cafeteria as long as you have WeChat Pay or Alipay. You can use those to pay for your food. So yeah, but outside of the 10-day area, the program will not cover the cost, but you can use your own your own money to stay. And if you like the lifestyle in Springfield, this country lifestyle, but in that campus area is very similar, but of course regionally they have a lot more attraction that you can go to. They have a wild animal zoo. They have one of the most newly opened called the ski resort, indoor ski resort, just opened about 10 minutes away from campus. You call a taxi, go to the ski resort. If you like to ski, you can now go there and ski every day. Ski resort, very I think very popular now in Shanghai, but it just opened 2 months ago. So when the time I was there in June, I saw the building. I saw this. I was looking forward to go there next time I go to Tianjin. Maybe this time I'll go. So let me move away from this side.
Hold on.
Okay, go ahead.
I saw some questions coming in. So Jacob or Kuba, right? He asked me where can we find all of these forms for NIU student, right? I assume you are referring to the forms on the previous slide, and those are on the NIU Study Abroad portal. So the link I send you to register for the China program, you should be able to see all those forms. And I for Cuba, right? And I check your application, you have not finished any of those forms. So I guess you have to go back, log back in, and then to find those forms to complete. And also there's Layla who's asking if she is interested in other countries, would I have a different information meeting for the study abroad opportunity? Yes, I will have another IBS information meeting on Wednesday, September 25th from 3:30 to 4:30 in Barcima Hall 110. So just in case that maybe you cannot go these November for the China trip, but then you still want to study abroad, and you can attend that information meeting on September 25th.
All right. So and
yeah,
yeah, yeah. All right.
So both Professor Wang and I are very passionate about helping students to study abroad, and that's why when Professor Wen learned about this opportunity, and then the Dianji University will cover the cost for American students, we jump on this opportunity. We did not have much help from the university level because we want to make this program as cheap as possible for you. So we didn't really get to go through the study abroad office. So Professor Wen and I are trying to take care of all the you know, the student application part. And so we need your cooperation. If you really want to go, please finish all the application material, and then so we can admit you to the program. And for NIU student, once we admit you to the program, then I will send a list to the study abroad office, and they will put the $50 application fee and then the $20 insurance to your Berkshire account. Okay, and then let me know if you have other questions.
Right, and Professor Wang also answered in the chatting room, said in the future, actually, because Innovate China is not a one-shot program, so in the future there are other opportunities, not target directly to United States students, but to all the students around the world. You can apply, and there's some application deadline. And actually, earlier when we have a website, the international study website on the Shanghai Dianji University, there are some information about application, and I'll probably pull those information as well, probably after our trip. So if you're interested in the future study next summer to go here, yeah, it's probably something you can consider.
Okay,
right.
I see another question coming in. So iPhone, I don't know who iPhone is. So if you let me know who you are, and I can look at my record to tell you if your application is fully completed. And Arun, I completed the registration with STEP. I don't see that they require the flight itinerary. So I think you are okay with that. And then Jade, should we wait for information on the group ticket for the plan, or can we just purchase one of our own to secure the spot? I think you should wait a little bit. Give me maybe a week or two, and then I will let you know. Okay. So Taylor, okay, Taylor Huff. Taylor Huff, you are one of very few people who have completed all the material, so you are good to go.
Right. So yeah. So now I think I present all the information I prepared. If you have any questions, just feel free to ask. Now I think if you want to open up your microphone to ask, that's fine too.
Yeah, I think we have only 32 people left in the meeting. We had 67 earlier, so I think that probably most of the people who stay are started the application process, right? So if you have specific questions, please let us know. And you can just turn on your mic and speak.
So that during the time we will be in China, November to December, it's not that cold yet. I think Shanghai is not as cold as Chicago. So usually in Thanksgiving, Chicago is probably have the first snow. But in Shanghai, you have to wait until December, probably during Christmas time to receive the first snow. So November will be comfortable. One jacket will be good enough. Long sleeve autumn shirt. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but
and
it's always good for them to check the weather forecast before they depart, right?
true. That is, of
Yeah.
course. Yeah, of course.
So
Yeah.
Anna, right? Anna, you asked me if I can check your application. Anna, you're still missing a couple of things. One is the student code of conduct. And then another thing is responsibility of participants. And then you are missing the passport. I don't see you uploading your passport. So if you can get those three things done, then you will be complete.
So the other thing is just thinking about in terms of the airplane ticket purchasing, because I know that Elena from UIS and you are going back to Italy after the trip. If we are buying the group ticket, I don't know if we can just buy the ticket only from Chicago to Shanghai for her, but that we have to figure it out probably by next week, and also we'll contact you personally to let you know what is the best way, because it's all about the how much money you can cost, because a lot of time when you buy the ticket from Chicago to China and from China to Italy, it's actually cheaper compared to buying the round trip back to Chicago. So yeah. But if you buy them separately, that might be more expensive. So in your case, you probably can start buying the ticket already as long as you arrive on the day that we there, or you can arrive a bit earlier. Spend a little bit of time by yourself in China, if that's what you want to do.
So I have a question for Helen. Helen, if students purchase their ticket on their own, right? And so then we are arriving all at different time. You are able to have someone to pick us up from the airport? Hello, I cannot hear you, Helen.
So there is a question in the chatting room talking about the passport and visa. You cannot have a visa if you do not have a passport. Yes, you need a passport first, and then with the passport, then you can apply for visa.
Okay, so Helen typed in the chat room that she suggests that all come at the same time.
But there is a but. I think if we can arrange one of the student volunteer from DNG University, the student probably can stay there for those of them of us coming a little bit early or a little late. So can probably keep a student there, just welcome them and take them through, I don't know, public transportation or something to get here, right? Or use our own money to take the Uber drive.
Yeah, okay. No worries, Helen. Yeah. But then I think for most of you who have never been out of country, right, or who have not been to China, and you may feel more comfortable if you travel with us, because we can speak Mandarin, and then we have been to China many times, and so you probably will feel safer or more comfortable with us. You don't have to navigate through the airport or through the custom. So I would think that would be the better way to go. But then if you find a really good ticket, or you would take multiple layover, which may be cheaper, and then I guess you can buy your own ticket. I prefer direct flight, if there is that available, but then for this case, there is no direct flight. So I will just try to buy the ticket for one stop.
Yeah. So if you are arriving in different time, I would suggest arrive early. If you want to arrive 1 day early, in Pudong Airport, there is a hotel. You can walk to the hotel from the airport, so you can comfortably stay in the hotel. And it's not the Hilton hotel we have in Chicago, so it's much cost effective. Last time we stayed there, it cost us about maybe $50 US dollar, roughly to $50 to $60. The only problem we had that last time in that hotel is they did not their air conditioner was not running, but you know, in the evening it was okay, it was comfortable. So that is, yeah. And that airport has have subway. You can go to city center. So if you arrive 1 day or 2 days earlier, you can choose to stay in the airport hotel and doing a little bit city tour yourself ahead of time. So Qichen, you answered that question already. Yeah.
Yeah, once we know who are going, right? We have the final list, then we will have a meeting either online or in person, and we will try to do things together, right? Like we install the app and how to link the credit card to the app.
For NIU students, is the College of Business paying for all 20 or however many students are going? Are they giving their scholarship, or is this to a select amount of people?
As far as I was told, the NIU College of Business will give the College of Business students scholarships to go. But that's why we had to kind of keep it at 20 because we don't have that much money.
Okay.
How much scholarship? Is it talking about the entire ticket or not?
No, $1,500.
Oh, okay, that's pretty good. Yeah, that's
yeah. At least that's what I was told. Yeah. But I will definitely let you guys know if I, find out something different. Maybe we will try to see if we can have the school, the College of Business, to buy the ticket for the student directly from the travel agency. But I don't know. We are exploring the options now.
Qichen, what does scholarship cover?
It will cover part of the airplane tickets, right? $1,500.
Probably just use all in the airplane ticket already.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So any other questions?
We are very good at time, 90 minutes at this point.
And I see some familiar names, right? Because I know some of them, like Max, Lensley, and Jacob, Jade. She's in my class right now. Edith, and then Zion King. I know she has started that process. Arun, almost done with the application. Anna. Who else am I missing? So if you have not started the process, you should try to start that as early as possible and finish as early as possible, because I look at the first 20 students who have completed that application. So finish all the things except for flight information. If you don't have flight information and then we don't, I forgot Megan Anderson. She went on study abroad for IBS, and then she's going again to China. So very looking forward to travel with Megan. So Marian Khan, hold on. Marian Khan, and you have not completed anything. So you are kind of like Jacob. You are all the check things that are not completed yet. So you need to log back to the study abroad portal. The link I send you, and then go through different things. I mean, I cannot see what you see, so I'm not sure. I only know what kind of things you need to complete. Oh, okay. So yeah, I was told that it take a day to reflect it in my record. So I ran the report this afternoon and I didn't see your name. Like nothing has been completed. But if you complete it this afternoon, and then I can check tomorrow. Okay. Yes, Zion, it will be a problem. You don't have a passport yet. Did you submit your passport application? Because even you submit it now, it take the expedited processing, which costs a little bit extra money, will take 2 to 3 weeks for you to receive the passport. So just if you have not submitted your passport application, you may not have it in time to take on the trip.
Yeah. Even if you cannot take on this trip, I would recommend still apply for the passport to plan for the next one.
Yeah. So it's what so now is September 12th, right? So even she take the expedited process, she probably will not get it back until beginning of October.
It's a little bit rushed, yeah.
That's kind of
Very
cutting it
dangerous.
close.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Zion, please let me know what you decide to do. If you decide to pursue these, and then I need to see the proof of you submitted the passport application using expedited process. And then we will not be able to buy you the ticket unless you have the passport. So and then let me know if you are not going to be able to get the passport in time, then I can withdraw your application and you will not be responsible for any fee at this point.
All right, we just take probably one last question, yeah, or if not, one last 2 minutes, and we will close the session. And everybody can start working and try to grab the seat. And
I mean, thank you everyone for coming, join us for this meeting.
right.
We are very excited to take you guys to China.
Yes, it'll be fun.
Okay, I think Taewei, that's it.
All right. Thank you again for everybody participating in the information meeting.
Hello?
Going there or not, it's great. Yeah,
Hold on.
go ahead. Go ahead.
Hi, I'm sorry, I apologize. I do have one more question. As far as like chaperones and things of that nature, you guys, like if they decide to stick with the group, pretty much you guys will be there with them, correct?
For the arranged program, scheduled program, but then we will give you some free time and then you guys can, explore the city or attraction if you want to, right, Taewei?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay.
So yeah, during the program, say for example, dinner time, that if you choose that you want to skip that dinner, go exploring the city, or if you make some new friend, they are going with you, and then that's probably the time we cannot take care of you. But yeah, but if you are with the group, we'll be together.
We will be with the group and then for all these scheduled visits. And then, but then if you worry about the communication, a lot of Chinese can speak English.
Especially in Shanghai, yeah. So
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
And I also want to thank Helen for joining us for this information meeting. And thank you for your work for the program. Helen's mic is not working. Okay. Last call. Arun, thank you.
One really
have a
quick
good
question.
night. Oh, okay.
I don't know if I have to go to possibly you in your office about this, but as I'm filling out the step, there's a option where we have to fill out a country for our address, and US is not listed. In this case, what should we do? Or is this just a technical issue on the site?
What are you talking about? Which form?
For the step.
the
The
step.
itinerary part.
US is not listed?
It's This is not, no. It says
I mean,
United
that
Emirates
is
or
no, where
United
you are going, where you are going.
right on the step, right to the link.
Because
The
hold on. So the first one is, are you a US citizen? If you put yes, right?
yes,
And are you traveling abroad? Yes. And
yes.
continue, right?
Yeah, and then it's into when after traveler info, it's when we're doing itinerary info. And I'm trying to put in all the itinerary info and it's asking for our information. And then US on the bottom for country is not listed.
Can you share your screen with me? Taewei, can he share his
I
screen?
don't think it's
Let's see.
possible through the meeting, no.
No, I think the meeting I set up is more like a broadcasting meeting. Yeah, so that's probably why.
Yeah.
No, that's not true. If I choose, hold on.
Let me see.
Multiple participants can share simultaneously now.
Go ahead then.
So, Jacob, can you share your screen now?
It says I'm unable to because I need permission from the host.
Hold on, let me see. And by the way, if the rest of you don't have questions, you can leave. Okay, you don't have to stay. But hold on. Oh, Taewei, I cannot let him. Yeah.
Let me try. See if I can do this. I can make him a co-host.
No, you should stop recording, Taewei.
I should stop. I'll make him a co-host. He can share now. I think.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I think you can share now.
Oh, that's correct.
Okay, share that.
I was gonna say, so I see in the comments someone saying that it's possibly for the address of where we're supposed to be staying for the itinerary. I think that's it.
I didn't even put that in, and I finished registering. Yeah. So Arun say it's optional.
For the itinerary part?
Arun say he believe it's asking on your for your address while you abroad. That question is optional. And then Helen said if that's asking for your address, you can put down the school address. Are you sharing your screen with us?
I'm still not able to.
Hmm.
Request permission. Oh, there we go. Now I got it.
Okay.
Perfect. So yeah, it's gonna be after we go into itinerary info.
Hold on, I don't see your screen yet.
Can you see now? You should be now, yeah.
Starting.
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
okay.
There we go. Okay. So when we're in itinerary info and I filled out, we're going to China, nearest embassy is going to be by Shanghai. I have the dates, mobile, and then over here. So is this
It's
address?
optional, so you don't have to put in anything, I think.
No address?
No, or you can put down the address in the chat box. 300 Shuhua Road.
水华路，水华。
China.
Let me see if I could just skip it completely. So here, let's next. That is okay. Yeah, you
Yep.
can completely skip it.
See, I didn't put it in.
Awesome. Okay, I thought. Sorry about that.
No, that's okay. Yeah.
Perfect.
So other people may have the same question. So this is one of the form you have to complete to register with the State Department. So something happened, then they know you are US citizen, you are overseas, they can get you back.
Perfect. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Taewei, stop the recording.